Hi, today we're just going to review what we have learned in geometry. After this review, you will get a unit assessment from me, and you can do in a paper and take a picture and send it to me through the email. And then we will, then we will be done with that unit. All right, the first thing we learned about point, lines, and plane. You know, if you have a little dot, that means it's a point. I just put PT or point. All right. Then you know if there's a line, two arrows on the end, then it's called line. If you have one arrow or like this, these two are called what? It's starting from one point and going all the way this direction, or starting from one point and go all the way this direction. That's called ray. All right, so you know what is line, you know what is ray. What happens if you have a line between 2 points? How do you call that? Which is called line segment. See, this is called line segment. I hope you all know these things and you can differentiate between line segment and line, and rays and line, or rays and line segment. All right. And then we will get into if two lines intersecting, if two lines intersecting in this point, this is called intersection. Intersection. I said line, but I made a mistake. Nobody noticed. It has to be, if I said line, it has to be arrow on each end. All right. Let's say if you have PQ, RS, and this one I can say just O. What is the intersection? O is the intersection. All right. Any question, guys, on that? Please let me know if you have any question, then we can go over it. And another thing, if you have, let's say, if you have a straight line, if you say, just say there's a point in two places, there's 2 points, or I just put 2 points over here, AB. There's a line AB, you can say, also you can say there's a line segment between point A and B. So you can say this is A, B. This is line segment in the line. So line is way bigger than line segment. All right. And in a line, you can find line segment 1 or even more. if I say another one over here, which is called point C, you can say line segment AC. All right, because I just take, and this is the line segment. Or you can say line segment BC, because from this point to this point, which is BC. Can you see it? Yes. So you should know these things when you do the unit assessment, okay? Now, let's look what else we learned. We already learned if two lines, if it's two line, it has to be arrow. It can be line segment two. If they intersect, it's going to be doing the same thing. If two lines intersect, the vertical angles, vertical, I just put angle like this. This is the angle symbol. You should know. Should be congruent. What is the other word for congruent? Exactly same. So what is the vertical angles in here? The vertical angles are opposite angle when two line or line segments intersect. They are not right next to each other. See, these two are vertical, opposite of each other, but they are not right next to them, okay? So in here, these two angles are same. Just say angle A, B, C, D. These are angles, okay? Now you can say angle A, this is the angle sign, or you can make it a little smaller too, is equal to or congruent to angle C. All right, because these two are congruent. That means exactly same. If you measure this angle, it's going to be equal to this. All right. In the meantime, if you take these two angles, angle D and B, or B and D, are vertical too because they are not right next to each other, but they are opposite when they are not next to each other. In the meantime, they are opposite and two lines are intersecting or crossing, okay? So now we can say angle B is congruent to angle C. The congruent sign, you put equal sign on the top little wavy thing in there, okay? I think now you can see it's better. Okay, so you should know it. So let's say if you have two lines intersecting, now this one is just say 85 degrees. Degree is the little bubble in there. Let's say angle, I mean like this one, or the intersection point is O, P, Q, R, S. Oops, I'll just zoom back. Okay, that should be good. So now we can say angle. So we know vertical angle is congruent. So I'm just going to say this angle is congruent to this. So in here, we don't have a name for angle. So we have to create it. So we can say angle P O, always the vertex or the point where the angles form has to be in the middle, which is O, R. So when somebody sees it, they know POR is this angle. It's congruent to angle what? What can we say? This is S. So this angle, how are we going to name it? SOR. SOR. I mean SOQ, sorry. This is Q. In the meantime, if this is 85, then what you can say? Angle SORQ also 85, because we know these two are congruent. All right. So if this is 85, can you find angle POS? POS, what is it? What is that? You know this is a straight line. And this is 85. What is this? You know you have in straight line 180 degrees. And you have 85, so you have to subtract that to find this angle. Find this angle, which is minus 85 degrees. That is going to be 95 degrees. See how I find it? So also you should know if two lines are intersecting, the adjacent angles are supplementary, or the total is 180 degrees. Then if this is 95, you know angle ROQ, it's also 95 because this is vertical, these two are vertical angles. So you should know that. All right. Now we are going to parallel lines. What is parallel line? Two lines have same distance everywhere. If you measure in here, it's going to be the same distance as here. And those two lines never met each other or never going to meet anywhere. If you extend it all the way, these two lines is not going to meet. You know why? Going to keep them, maintain the distance, same distance everywhere. These two are parallel line. What is the other one? Goes through two parallel lines, which is called transversal. All right. So let's say L1, L2, these two lines. And there's a transversal going through, just say T. All right. Now, there will be few angles going to be few pairs of angles, you're going to see it in here. These two angles, same as these two angles call, if you have a two parallel lines and there's a transversal going through it, on the same side of transversal, and it has the angle that identical, that's called corresponding angles. I'll write over here. So let's say I will name it 1, 2, 3, 4, all the angles I'm naming it, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you know the corresponding angles. I'll just put angle sign over here. You can read as angle. In here, these two and 6 angle 6. That's one of the corresponding pair. What is the other one? Also, you can say this one, this angle. It's on the same side, an identical piece of each line, which is 4 and 8, comma, 4, angle 4 and 8. What else? This is 8. You can say 1 and 5, angle 1 and angle 5. And what is the last one? 3 and 7, angle 3 and 7. All these are corresponding angles. If you look at it, it's going to be the same way. It's in the same side. Skip one angle and the next one. If it's this one, it's going to skip one angle and then the other one, these two pairs. If you take this one, skip the third one and the fifth one. See? And if it's third, you're going to skip the fifth and the seventh one. All right. Now, there are a few other pairs, different kind of pairs are congruent. So you know corresponding angles are congruent. Now we're just going to look. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the angles that I put. Which is the other one called alternate interior. So it has to be, when you see interior, it's between these two lines. So these are the 4 interior angle, but it's saying alternate interior. So what is alternate interior? It has to be opposite of the transversal, but it cannot be right next to each other, which is called alternate interior angle. So if you take this angle, it cannot be in the same side of transversal, and it cannot be right next to each other. It has to be opposite side of transversal. So this is. So alternate. Alternate interior angle. All right. So if you look at it, angle 3 and angle 6, I'll just put congruent, so then you will know that those are congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent, and alternate interior, 3 and 6 are congruent because those are alternate interior angle. What is the other one? If you look at 5 and 4, opposite side of transversal, they are right next to each other. So we can say angle 4 congruent to angle 5. Why? Those are alternate interior angle. Now, if you look at it now, I'm just going to erase that and redo it again. If you have 2 lines, and there's a transversal, there's another pair which is called alternate exterior angle. Okay. So let's say angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. If you look at it, what's going on over here? Interior, we can't take it because it has to be exterior. So we just want to take 1 and 2, which is outside of those parallel line, and 7 and 8. It's the same rule. If you take away all these are interior, you have 4 angles. It cannot be the same size of sides of transversal, and it cannot be right next to each other. Those two call alternate exterior. So in this case, this is the exterior angle. It cannot be right next to that exterior angle, so 2 cannot come. It cannot be on the same side of the transversal, so this one can come. So angle 1 and 8 are congruent. These are called alternate exterior. Same thing, 2 and 7. See, opposite side of transversal and right next to each, not right next to each other. So there's another angle, which is called 2 angle pair is these 2 angle pairs are alternate exterior. All right. So you know corresponding angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior pairs are congruent to each other. All right. There's another speciality of one more thing, one more angle pair, which is not equal or congruent. But there's a speciality. If you take these 2 angles, which is called same side interior angle, I'll write down over here, same side interior. I just made capital, but you can write in small letters too, N-T-O-R, interior angle, which means it's going to be inside interior, inside of those 2 parallel lines. It has to be same side. So this one, just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you take 4 and 6, angle 4 and 6, if you take these 2 and combine it, add it, that will be equal to 180 degrees, or these 2 are supplementary to each other. All right. Same thing, 3 and 5. 3 plus angle 5 is going to be equal to 180 degrees. All right. Also, same thing like alternate interior and exterior. Now we're going to take these 2 angles on the same side, exterior, 1 and 7, angle 1 plus 7, also equal to 180 degrees. Same thing, 2 and 8, angle 2 plus angle 8 is equal to 180 degrees. You should know that, okay? So, you know about point lines, planes. You know alternate interior, exterior angles. Alternate interior, exterior corresponding angles. Those are congruent to each other. And the last one we studied about same side interior and exterior angles. Those pairs combine and form 180 degrees or straight angle, or they are supplementary to each other. Okay. So I can give you some problems, like I can have a parallel line and give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Let's say I just give you angle 1 is equal to 110 degrees. Find all those angles. Can you be able to find it? Yes. Oh, sorry. That was up there. So I'm just saying in here, 180 degrees. I mean, sorry. There's an angle, 1 is 110 degrees. So what is the next angle? If it's a straight line, what is number 2? So angle 2 is going to be what? The straight line is 180. We have 110. What is angle 2? It's going to be 70 degrees. So I can give you one angle, you will find out everything. Now, these two are what? Forget about this line. Think about these two lines. They are intersecting, so these are forming vertical angles. So now I can say angle 3, because these two are vertical angle, is equal to 70 degrees. Also, I can say angle 4 is equal to what? 110 degrees. You know why? It's these two are vertical angles. So you already find out this one is 70 and this one is 110. How about the other angles? Can we find out? Of course we can do it. These two are what? Alternate interior. So angle 6, it's equal to 70 degrees. How about angle 5? These two are alternate. When you look at the alternate interior angle, it's look like a Z on the other side, or this way if you look at it, Z, or the other one, it's a flip of Z. So this one is 110 degrees because alternate interior angle. Now you can say 1 and 7, also you can find it. How? 70 degrees, this one, it's 110. It's alternate exterior, so it's going to be 7, angle 7, it's going to be 110 degrees. And angle 8, no, sorry, angle 7, I just made a mistake. Angle 1 and 8 are alternate exterior angles. Angle 8, it's equal to 110 degrees because they are alternate exterior. In the meantime, angle 7, it's going to be 70 because these two are alternate exterior. All right, if you look at it here and here. All right, and when you add these two, it has to be 180. If it's a parallel line, 110 plus 70, it's 180. So we did it good. There will be some other questions. If you find out, I can give you two parallel line. And this is the transversal. I can give this angle as 4x plus 450. All right. And this one, you know what? I'm just going to give you 60 degrees. This one, I'm just going to give you is 4x. Now, I want you to find what is x is equal to. So my question is, what is x in degrees? How can we find out? Pretty simple. You know, same side interior angles are total, it's sum up to 180 degrees. So we know these two are alternate same side interior angle. So we're just gonna add those two. 4x plus 4x plus 60 degrees. Okay? Now, what's gonna happen? 4x plus 4x, those are like terms or same kind of terms. All of them are, both of them are x. So I'm just gonna take these, I'm gonna write as 8x plus 60 is 180 degrees. Now we just have to solve for x. I'm going to subtract both sides 60 degrees. So then you will end up with 120 degree is equal to 8x. All right. So what is x? You're just going to divide by 8 both sides. Then x is equal to what? How many? 8 in 120. In 12, it's 1. 4 left, so it's going to be 40. How many 18? I mean 8 in 40, which is 5. So x is equal to 15 degrees. So I might ask similar question like this, okay? Now, we have to go through rigid motion. Rigid motion, you know, if you see it, there are many ways to do it. This is x, this is y-axis. One thing, you know the point, which is a coordinate that we learned. So if I have a point over here, just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, each grid. Okay. Same thing over here. If you have the same grid, it's going to be down in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have a point, which is over here, how do we call? X comma y. So the x value, it's 5. So I'm just going to put 5 over here, comma. What is the y value? Which is 3. If I want to move 2 unit up or down, I mean 2 unit left and 3 unit up. So I said 2 up, I mean 2 left, 3 up. When you talk about up and down, it's a y-axis. When you talk left and right, it's x-axis. When you go left this way, which is you are subtracting from the x value. When you go up, you're gonna add the y value. When you go down, you're gonna subtract the y value. When you go right, this way, you're gonna add the x value. When you go left, you're gonna subtract the x value. When you go up, add the y value. When you go down, this way, you're gonna subtract the y value. So 2 left. So I'm going to subtract from the x value. So it's going to be 3. I'm just going to write down the coordinate 3 and up 3 unit. So I'm just going to add the y value 3. So it's going to be 3 plus 3 is 6. So the answer is going to be 3, 6. It's right over here. That's how you move or translate. Okay. And if you reflect, let's say you have a line, which is y. This is y value, y-axis, and this is x-axis. Always horizontal x-axis, vertical is y-axis. So there are reflection. It's like a mirror. If you put a mirror, how does a figure gonna look? Just say you have a point over here, which is 5, 5. Okay. All right. If you reflect, this is x value, y value. On a y-axis, it has to be somewhere over here. How does it gonna look? When you reflect on y-axis, the x value become negative, the y value stay the same. So the x value is 5, so it's going to be negative 5. So it's right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the y value stay the same, so it's going to be here. It's 5, so it's going to be here somewhere, right over here. So when we write the coordinate, we're going to write negative 5, 5. You should know that. So we are reflecting over here. The mirror is on x or y-axis. When you reflect on x-axis, so you put the mirror on the x-axis, the point or anything has a coordinate. Whatever the coordinate is going to be, the x-axis same, the y-axis changes. When you reflect on the x-axis, the x-axis, x value stay the same, the y value change the sign. So the x value is 5, it doesn't change it. The y value is 5 over here, so it has to change into negative. So it's going to be negative 5, so it's right over here. So the coordinate right over here. So this point, actually, if you put a mirror, it's going to look in here. If you put on a vertical, the mirror over here, so it's going to look over here. All right. So you know how to reflect on x and y axis. All right. Any question? Rotation, we have to look into rotation. So let's say you have a point, which is, forget about it, I'm just going to draw again. Y, X. Okay. So let's say each grid is 1 unit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. It's right over here. You have 6, 3. When you rotate this way, which is called counterclockwise, you know, clock goes this This is how clock runs. All right. But we are going backward. So this is called counterclock. Clockwise and a counterclockwise. So if you have a point and you rotate 90 degrees, so we're just gonna take this and rotate it to 90 degrees. Everyone knows 90 degrees, all right? How does it gonna look, this point? Where is it going to get located? Anybody? We learned a trick. We're just gonna switch those 2 digits. So when we switch it, it's going to be 3, I'll write over here, 3, 6. Not only that, the X value changes the sign after you switch it. So we switch it for 90 degrees, okay? So this one, we just got this coordinate, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So it's right over here, X value, -3, because left side of the Y-axis, it's all negative X values, and 6. And the Y value doesn't change, so it's going to be, after you flip, it doesn't change the sign. You're going to keep that in with the same sign, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's right over here. All right. So this is -3, 6. When you rotate 90 degree counterclockwise, 90 degrees counterclockwise, okay? Let's see if it's 90 degree. It should be. See, it's look 90 degrees. If you want to put 90 degrees. See? So you know how to rotate 90 degrees. You just flip it, change the X value. If you do 180 degrees, which is a straight line, it's right over here. I'm just going to draw the line, but where is in that straight line? We'll go this way. Simple. If you rotate 180 degree counterclockwise or clockwise, same thing. How does it going to look? It's going to be the same value, but both values going to change into negative or change the sign. So this one's going to be 6, 3. We're just going to put 6, 3, but we're going to put a negative in there. So it's going to be -6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, -6, 3. Y value 1, 2, 3. So it's right over here. See, it's on a straight line. If you do 270, another 90 degrees, which is going to be straight line over here, if you look at it, or 90 degree clockwise, how does it going to look? Let's see. You can do another 90 degree flip from 180 to 270, so it's another 90. Or when you do when you do clockwise, you're just going to flip this number, let's say 3, 6, but you're going to change the Y value. So when you do clockwise, so it's going to be flip it, 3, 6, and change the Y value. So if you see it, 1, 2, 3, so it should be in this straight line because 90 degree, 180, so it's 3, -6. It's right over here. All right. On the other way, you can look at it. You change 90 degree, -3, 6. When you do 180 from 90 to here, You just have to keep the number, change the sign. So this is -3, I change it to positive. This is 6, -6. So you need to know that. All right. So I hope it's going to help you to do the unit assessment. And please let me know if you have any questions. Text me or email me and set up an office hour. We can meet and we can talk about it. All right. Thank you so much.